Came from myfitteryou.com. Today's workout is all about the beginner. We are taking you through the fundamental core workout to get a stronger core and better spinal stability. Now, you may have seen some of my other videos that look at some of the core and abdominal workouts, which are a little bit more intense, require a little more twisting and flexion and stuff like that. I'm not going to recommend that today, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're coming off a lower back injury of any sort, if you've never worked out before, if you're slightly overweight, if you sit down all the time and you've never exercised, this is where you want to start. I'm going to take you through 4 fundamental movements that everybody needs to start with to develop better spinal stability and a stronger core. But before we do that, I'm going to take you through 2 intrinsic movements that you need to be able to get the most effectiveness out of those movements. You ready? Okay. So the first thing we need to understand is through any movements, when you're exercising, you need to apply one simple principle, and it's called abdominal bracing. Okay? Abdominal bracing basically means if you have a belt around your stomach, right? Imagine that belt's getting tight, right? So it's as if you're putting on a tight pair of pants. You're slightly tucking in your abdominals, right? You're slightly pulling in your belly button. What that does is it constricts your waist and it adds stability and adds stabilization to your whole core and spine. So that's the first part of abdominal bracing. The second part of abdominal bracing is to bring into effect your external and internal obliques by slightly contracting your abdominals. So it's as if somebody came up to you and was about to punch you in the stomach, you would flex your abdominals or brace them, and that's the second component to abdominal bracing. So what we have here is we have 2 things. First off, we slightly tuck in the belly button, constrict the waist, and the second part is in that position, slightly tense your abdominals. You don't have to go full out and squeeze them hard, but slightly tense them, and that's going to activate the most amount of core musculature deep inside to stabilize your spine and keep your torso strong for any movement, not just the ones I'm going to show you, but for anything. So even if you're doing squats or whatever it might be, this is your fundamental movement. Okay, so now that we have that, that has to be in place to do these exercises. Sound good? The first one we're going to do is called a bird dog. And here's the position. So, you're on your hands and knees, okay? 4-point position. Knees are right underneath the hips. Hands are right underneath the shoulders and shoulder width apart. What you want to do here is relax your spine, okay? You don't want to be up here, you don't want to be like totally, you don't have too much curvature in the spine, but just relax your spine. And wherever that is for you, that's called your neutral spine, okay? So this is your starting position. Now, we do our abdominal brace. We tuck in the abs, we keep them strong. Now we're set. Now it's very tough to tell that I'm doing this, obviously, as you're watching me, but I know that I'm keeping it strong. Okay, so neutral spine, my abdominals are tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one arm out to the side, I'm going to clench my fist, I'm taking it out to the side at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so it's bent at the elbow, and I'm raising it out to the side. I activate all the muscles in my arm and my lat. I engage, I pull everything nice and strong. At the same time, I take my opposite leg off the floor. Hips stay square, I don't twist. Square, strong, tight. Hold that for about 5 seconds. And you want to feel a full integration of muscle activation from your fist all the way down to your leg. So everything is strong, controlled as you come back in. Other side. Again, everything is activated, everything is strong. You should really feel this working. It doesn't look like much, but you have to activate the muscles. Bring it back in, nice and strong, nice and steady. 5-second hold, contract, and back in. Okay, so you want to start off with about 10 to 12 reps, right? 5 or 6 on each side, in a controlled fashion. You shouldn't be swinging back and forth. Everything has to be nice and steady. Again, when we're talking about spinal stability, core stability, everything has to be strong and stable. That's your first exercise. Second one, plank. You may have seen this before. Again, the key with the plank is we have to abdominal brace. If you don't brace the abdominals and everything just hangs out, it's not very effective, okay? So, here we go. Pretty simple, eh? Abs are in, tuck them strong, and we just hold. That's all you gotta do. If you feel this in the lower back at all, use that as feedback to draw your belly button in more, to activate your abdominals. Keep it strong, hold it nice and straight. Again, go for as long as you can. If it starts getting uncomfortable in the lower back or wherever else, if you can't rectify that by bracing your abs, then that's your set. That's fine. Again, optimally we're looking at 30 seconds to start with. Up to a minute is great, and beyond that is gravy. Okay? Third exercise is a side bridge or a side plank. Again, first thing is abdominal brace, that's right. Abs are tight and in. Beginners, start from the knees. Forearm right underneath the shoulder. For the beginners, this is how we look. Okay, so your fulcrum are your knees and your forearm. Okay, the key here is that you're bringing the hips, you're pushing them up towards the sky. We're working the lateral side of the torso here, quadratus lumborum, internal external obliques. That's our position, okay? Shoulders back, as if you're standing nice and tall. If that's easy for you, you go to straight leg. Same thing, everything else is the same, but the fulcrum now is from the feet. So we come up, and we hold, okay? Don't be leaning forward, back, nice and proud, nice and strong. Hold that for about 30 seconds, and then switch on to the other side. You'll probably notice that one side is actually a bit harder than the other, and that's okay. The key is to balance that out over time. And then the last exercise, we're gonna hit the posterior chain, or the back of the body, very important. Specifically, we're gonna hit the glutes. Now understand that the glutes are like the abdominals for the back of the body, right? Just as the abdominals and deeper core muscles stabilize the spine, so too do the glutes. So what we're gonna do is gonna train your glutes on how to activate and fire properly. So you're gonna lie back. Feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent, shoulder width apart. What you want to do is you want to squeeze your bum cheeks together. Imagine you're holding a $100 or a $1,000 bill between them. Pinch them together. Okay, I haven't raised my hips off the floor yet. I pinch my bum cheeks together, and then I raise my hips off the floor. Okay, my glutes are tight. If I relax them, I can still hold this position, but I'm not getting the activation that I want. So I squeeze them together, I'm holding onto that $1,000 bill, hold for about 5 seconds, and then I relax. Okay? Contract, bum cheeks together. We raise up again. Body's in one straight line. We hold, core is engaged, and we breathe. And we relax. Now if you want to make this more challenging for yourself, if you're a little more advanced, same thing. Squeeze the bum cheeks, raise the hips. Once you're up and set, one leg comes off the floor. Other glute is doing the work now. Bring it down, contract, other side. Now my right glute is doing the work. A lot more stability as we work on one side at a time. Okay? So again, you're looking at about 12 reps there. It's a very, very simple circuit, but very, very important, especially if you're just starting out. You have to develop a foundation, and these are 4 fundamental movements that everybody has to start with. So do these 2 sets to start with, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And again, you can do them, in the morning, whatever, preferably after your body's warm. And again, 2 sets, you're looking at about 10 to 12 reps on the bird dog and on the glute or hip bridges. And the plank and side bridge, a minimum of about 30 seconds, keeping that strong abdominal brace. Start with those, work up to about 3 sets on each, and then after that, come and check out some more of my videos. In the meantime, check out my Fitter You program. It's an amazing program that's going to develop you from perhaps a couch potato into a fit individual, a fitness buff in only 90 days, starting with some of these fundamental core movements with my coaching over your headphones, telling you exactly where to feel it and how to do it, and it's the next best thing to having me right beside you. So that's myfitteryou.com, and in the meantime, enjoy this workout, keep training hard.